Welcome back. Today, the region has been hosting a national conference on farming, which took a long, hard look at one basic question. Is it time our agricultural system went green? After decades of mass food production, there's a growing feeling that small could be beautiful after all. At today's conference, organised by the Farming and Wildlife Advisory Group and the law firm Dickinson Dees, it emerged that the role of the farmer could be very different in tomorrow's countryside. Sue Drummond reports on changing times down on the farm.
The food shortages of the Second World War showed that Britain's agriculture couldn't support all of its population. So after 1945, the drive was on for intensive farming at all costs. But chemicals and unnatural methods culminated in the BSE crisis. And now demand from consumers and retailers for foods produced with fewer chemicals is on the increase. The official tide may be turning towards greener farming. At Leemoor Farm near Alnwick, arable farmer Ian Brown is in the vanguard of a method which cuts down on chemicals by using high-tech helpers like satellite imaging and soil testing, combined with more traditional practices. He's also filled unused land with trees, ponds and hedges.
There is a feeling by many critics of the farming industry that in the past mistakes have been made. I think in response to that, I think farmers would say that at the time, government and the scientists told us that that was the correct way. In the past, food production and feeding the people of this country was deemed to be almost the only priority that farmers had, and the whole system of subsidies and grants was given in a way that that was allowed to happen. It's becoming more acceptable now to have the environment at the very heart of your farming business and not just as a bolt-on issue. A report has been done by a company of agricultural consultants that prove categorically that it's about 8% more profitable to farm this way than to farm in a highly intensive way, but not using the safeguards that we use.
Farming is a business, and it's profits that may persuade more farmers to go greener. But it's a slow process. At Burnlaw Farm near Hayden Bridge, Gary Villiers-Stewart is one of the few livestock farmers with an organic beef herd, fed on homegrown hay. As a smallholder, farming full-time isn't possible.
I know there's a huge demand out there, and I know also that it's practically impossible for organic butchers presently to get a constant supply of organic beef for two reasons. One, there's no organic system of distribution nationally, and two, there are very few certified producers of organic beef. In Northumberland, this is the only one, and I'm only seven beasts a year, so it's not great. Come on.
Gary believes there should be much more encouragement given.
I would like to see the influence of the vested interests, i.e. The food manufacturers, the fertilizer manufacturers, the pesticide manufacturers, to have less of a say, and the common cry for healthy food and all its implications for cost by the general public to be taken on board by the policymakers. For instance, farmers are getting a huge amount of money for not growing things. Now, why aren't they not given a huge amount of money for growing things more organically and in harmony with nature?
Ian Brown, who sits on numerous committees, believes things are changing. European and worldwide trade practices are due for reform soon, and they could take us in the right direction.
At the minute, the percentage of the cake, if you like, that goes to out-and-out environmental measures from Europe is tiny compared to the overall level of subsidy that's given to farms. Now the taxpayers of Europe have different priorities, and the environment has gone up the political agenda, and because of that, the subsidy system will change to reflect that. We will see a farming system where the environment is interlinked more so than it ever has been before, and the subsidies will be, the linkages between subsidies and production will, I think, be broken.
In other words, farmers may be paid to give us quality, not quantity. Supermarkets believe there's a growing demand for environmentally friendly food, if the price is right. A changing role for farmers could even bring job benefits. Ian Brown's forebears farmed with 18 staff. Today there's just one worker. But encouragement to do more work in conservation, tourism and recreation could help the rural economy. Farmers can do much more than produce food in tomorrow's countryside, but only if the policymakers will discourage intensive farming and help farms to go green.
That was Sue Drummond with that report. Back in the